Hi, this video is about the differences between junior, mid-year and senior engineers. It's not about the number of years of experience you have. It's a very passive achievement. It's not under your control. Instead, it's about the impact and the scope you can handle with your technical and behavioral skills. It's about the number of things you can grasp and work with and the amount of abstraction you can handle. The more you progress, the more focus there will be on behavioral skills. Things like leadership skills. It will turn you from an individual contributor into a multiplier in the team. And if you stick to the end, I've got some general career advice. Then a small disclaimer, every person is different, every company is different. I cannot give you an authoritative list. Your company probably has a career framework, sometimes they even have lists of skills, just ask for them. I will try to describe a general direction. I will give you a lot of examples, but I cannot give you an exact list of skills. The argument I will try to make is that during your career you will move from knowledge to skill to wisdom. This is known as Bloom's taxonomy. Knowledge is about remembering, demonstrating understanding. Skill is about applying this knowledge in different situations, combining and abstracting ideas. And wisdom is about making and defending your own judgments based on your intuition and your evidence. As a junior, your focus is on knowledge. You're working with technology you are familiar with, applying the knowledge and learning where you can. You know the language and the framework you're working with. You're learning how to troubleshoot, but it might still be difficult to actually determine what quality is. In terms of behavior, you can actually be very selfish. Make sure you absorb a lot of information and you learn as much as you can in this phase. Be a great listener. Be open to mentoring, ask for help at the right time, and also know when to say this is too much. In this phase in your career, it's already very important to be structural, methodical, and have attention to detail. You can be very task-focused. You'll be talking about your progress and presenting your work a lot, so get comfortable with that. You also need to understand the team process, which meetings are being held and why. And lastly, the CI/CD, workflows and tools. As a mid-level, you're moving from knowledge to skills in Bloom's taxonomy. You're working with technology you're not yet familiar with. You're getting really good with all the languages and frameworks you're working with. You know all the best practices. You're starting to think and talk in terms of interfaces and whether something is loose or tight coupled. You speak the programmer's lingo. You're diving into the design patterns. You're proficient with unit testing. You have knowledge about concepts such as the testing pyramid, testing diamond, and more you are applying test-driven development. Maybe you're already starting to learn a second language or a different paradigm, such as functional programming. On the behavioral side, you're starting to mentor junior engineers. You're looking around you, outside of your team, into the larger company. You're widening your circle. You're developing excellent personal organizational skills. You're responding fast to emails and Slack, and you're becoming reliable on all fronts. As a senior developer, your focus is on wisdom. You get to pick the new technologies and you can help others with anything. You're able to design high-quality solution directions from scratch. You get to make important technical decisions. As a senior, you're expected to do long-term thinking. You're not just solving for short-term problems, even though there may be pressure to do so. An idea I got from Rich Hickey is that of separating complexity from your ability. He defines simple as being not complex, and he uses easy and hard to refer to your current knowledge or skill set. One of the learnings is that simple and hard is a good idea. Simple as not complex, hard as something you just don't know yet. Separating these concepts makes you think more clear about what actually matters in code. As a senior, you can anticipate what parts of the codebase might become problematic in the future. You know where its quality or maintainability issues are. But most importantly, you're solving problems in a way that other people can understand them. Writing code that is truly simple, as in not complex, is quite difficult. You've got advanced skills, such as a lot of experience with test-driven development, and you've picked up a lot of architectural patterns over the years. You've also become highly analytical. You're asking the right questions to the right people far before anybody has started coding. You're also really good at investigating things. You can really get to the bottom of something. You're very thorough. Your behavior makes you have a lot of impact on an organization. You feel ownership. You take responsibility. You're not afraid of speaking up, and you're driving things forward. You deliver according to your own estimations, and your word really means something to other people. You're good at giving direction. You're opinionated about where to go with the codebase. It's very natural for you to help people. You're mentoring other engineers. You're passing on your knowledge. In a way, you've become selfless. You're starting to become more of a multiplier instead of just a successful individual contributor. You happily make time for others, and you're proactively helping others grow. You improve the process via continuous feedback in a humane way. You always have ideas in a retrospective. You've developed effective communication skills over the years. You're good at empathizing, active listening, summarizing. You can direct a conversation by asking questions. You're good at giving and receiving feedback in a humane way. You can separate the observation or the fact from the emotion. One of the communication styles I think match well with more experienced people such as seniors is that of servant leadership. Maybe I'll make a video about it someday. In general, you're doing a lot more talking in this role. You're making sure things are done right instead of just done. And lastly, you have excellent personal organizational skills. You're applying the Eisenhower matrix early and often. Then, general career advice. Figure out how you learn best, whether that's books, videos, pet projects, it doesn't matter, everybody's different. Find a mentor who inspires you, no matter how senior you are, what title you have. It can be a colleague, a competitor, a friend, somebody from a platform like ADP List. Stay up to date with the software stack you're currently using and with the advances in software development in general. Do at least one external training per year. This can be a bunch of meetups, a conference, or an effective communication training. Learn a new programming language every 2 years or so. This can be difficult but massively rewarding. As you get more experience, you start to realize that the syntax of a language is actually not that important. So I recommend learning a language like Racket, a Lisp, where a lot of computer science research is done. And lastly, set goals, both short-term and long-term. I recently learned from Ali Abdaal in one of his articles that you can actually set goals on 3 different levels: input, output, and outcome. I'll refer to the article in the description below the video. To summarize, it's not about the years of experience you have. It's about your independence, your impact, and the scope of your work. It's not about programming harder and faster. It's about behavior, such as personal leadership skills. And that's it. I hope this was helpful. If you have any thoughts, let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching.